and welcome back to the RA Yogi. I'm Julia, your yoga instructor for arthritis, and in today's video, I will be teaching you and guiding you on how to perform Warrior One, Virabhadrasana I, a classical yoga posture. We'll be doing this in a few accessible ways. So I encourage you to watch the full video to really receive all of the benefits and the different variations that you can take for yourself and with your yoga students. What you'll need for today's practice is a yoga mat, a chair without arms, a free wall, a yoga wedge. If you don't have a yoga wedge, that's perfectly fine. And please bring a folded blanket. Let's begin at the top of our mats. Find Tadasana mountain pose. There's a tutorial for Tadasana. If you missed it, you might see my furry friend Calvin. He's my yoga sidekick. So there's a lot of pets in yoga videos these days, but this is not intentional. It's more a question of space, and why not? You know, he's my friendly little pet. So palms facing forward, ground into your feet. If you're choosing to do this seated in a chair, you can send your feet underneath your knees and lengthen your spine with your palms facing forward as well. And we'll call upon our inner spiritual warriors for this posture. Fighting any self-doubt, self-sabotage, self-ignorance that might be holding you back, that might be standing in your way of your deepest desires, that might be standing in the way of your happiness, your inner peace. So we'll call upon our inner spiritual warriors today during this pose. And breathe in fully into the belly, the diaphragm, and the chest, and then exhale completely through the nose. One more time, breathe in, ground into the four edges of both of your feet, and feel the strength of the legs. Engage belly to spine, lift the heart, head in line with the spine, in Tadasana. And exhale completely. Next, we'll send our hands to our hips to help us with balance. But we'll be also using a chair in the next variation. So if you find that you have a bit of trouble with balance and you want to feel more support, please use the chair or the wall variation. Finding my feet parallel to one another, I'm going to slowly slide my left foot back, not too far, on separate tracks from one another. And I'm going to slowly allow my heel to melt towards the floor. And if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can always use a wedge underneath the foot, or you can stay on the balls of your foot, whatever feels best for you. So just an example without props, bend into your front knee. My cat's playing with a spring. And bend into your front knee and make sure your knee just goes right on top of your ankle, no further, just to protect the knee joint. And send it in line with your middle toe. So if your knee tends to collapse inward or outward, try to send it back in alignment to protect the integrity of that knee joint. And notice that your back foot is pointing straight ahead. That way your hips are squared and looking forward. And we want to focus on the foundation, and we want it to feel comfortable. We don't want to feel pain. You might feel a stretch in the back of your ankle, in your calf, in your hamstring. And you might feel some strength in the quad, in the core, because we're activating and stabilizing our core muscles. Gently activate the core muscles, pull belly to spine. And if it feels good to you, you can reach your arms overhead. If there's no arthritis in your shoulders, if there is arthritis in your shoulders, you can always take cactus arms at 90 degrees, or keep your hands on your hips. So we're looking straight ahead and we're reaching the arms overhead in Warrior One, Virabhadrasana I. You have the option to take this a little bit further if you have no injury or neck arthritis. You can reach your gaze up towards the sky, towards the fingertips, opening the throat, the chest. Send your gaze back to center. So usually from here, we'll take it down to our heart or our hips, and we'll actually open this back foot and step out a little bit larger to open the hip for warrior two pose. So this might look familiar to you. Gazing forward, you can stay tuned for my video for a full warrior series, which is totally accessible, seated and standing. But let's continue with what we're doing with our warrior one. You can use a chair. Send your fingertips to the chair, slide your right foot back, and make sure that you can keep your alignment. So don't go so far back that you can't send the heel gently to the floor. You can come to the ball of the foot or to a wedge. Let's see what that would feel like if I send a wedge behind my foot. Getting that support from the back of the wedge. Sometimes I like to slide it underneath my yoga mat so it doesn't slide around. So you have that option to explore. Tuck the tailbone gently and really engage the belly to spine. You have the option to send one arm up, keeping your balance with the chair. Two arms up, or you can keep both of your hands to your chair. You have the option to gaze up, gently open the heart, soften the shoulders. Keep bending into that front knee. Inhale, exhale, send your head back in line with your spine. If you don't have a chair available, you can simply use a wall if you'd like. I have a decorative piece here, so I'm just going to stay on the outside of the decorative piece. And you want to stand with your feet underneath your shoulders. We're looking straight ahead. And we'll send our left leg back this time. You want to take the time and do both sides. So now that I send my foot back, bend into that front knee. Make sure both of your feet are pointing forward. You might feel a deep stretch in the back of your heel. Maybe you want to send the foot a little bit forward. Engage belly to spine. We don't want to lose that integrity in the abdominals and the core. And now when you have that nice length in the spine, you can keep your hands to the wall, or you can choose to maybe send one up. You can keep both. You can gaze up gently towards the sky if you have no cervical spine arthritis or no injury in the neck. If not, it's perfectly fine to keep your head in line with the spine. Breathe in and breathe out. And if it's too intense, please give yourself the option to come up to the toes. Give yourself the option to add a foam wedge or a folded blanket underneath that heel. And when you're ready, you can step forward, back into alignment with the wall, back into a version of Tadasana mountain pose using the wall. Take a few mindful breaths. Starting in mountain pose, Tadasana. You want to have your feet underneath the knees for alignment. You want to sit up nice and tall on the edge of the seat. And take mountain for a moment with your palms facing forward. Ground by taking a few mindful breaths. Send your hands to either side of your chair. Find stability. Bend your knee behind you if that's available to you. And send your foot forward with your heel underneath your knee and your knee in line with your middle toe. And you have the option to place a folded blanket underneath your foot. You can come with your arms up, reaching them up to the sky, bringing the arms in line with your ears if that's available to you. We have the option to gaze up towards the sky, gently lifting the chin, looking up at our fingertips, embodying spiritual warrior. You have the option to keep your head in line with your spine. And when you're done, you can send your hands to heart center. And then send your hands back down to your chair, to your hips, whatever feels comfortable for your balance. Slide your foot forward and come back to Tadasana mountain pose. Take a mindful breath. We'll move into Warrior One seated by sliding our right foot back, bending our knee behind us, making sure that your left foot is in line with your knee and your knee is in line with your middle toe for alignment. Your back foot is relaxed. Again, if it's not comfortable to relax your foot, you can send a cushion underneath the shin or the foot, and we'll send our arms up if that's available to us, in line with our ears. You also have the option of taking cactus. Reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Now we either have our head in line with our spine, or we gently gaze up towards our fingertips. And take a few mindful breaths, engage belly to spine, and open the chest. We don't want to collapse in the lower back. We want to stay nice and tall, engaging our core. And when you're ready, bring your head back in alignment and send your hands to heart center. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can release your arms by your sides, sending them to your chair, your hips, whatever's good for your balance, to slide your right foot forward, back in alignment with your left, coming back into mountain pose, either with your hands by your sides, palms facing forward, or your hands resting on your lap. I hope that you enjoyed my video on how to practice Warrior One, Virabhadrasana I. Some of the benefits of this pose include stretching the chest, the lungs, stretching the spine, the belly, the calves, the ankles, the hamstrings, as well as strengthening the lower back, the core, the legs, and the ankles, working on not only strength, but on balance, and not only the physical, but also our inner warriors. So if you did like this video, be sure to comment, to like this video, and let me know if you're interested in continuing this series together, learning the other warrior asanas, postures, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to support free yoga online. Wishing you an amazing day ahead, reminding you that you are all warriors on and off of the yoga mat. Namaste.